my life, removing pain. Lord, let my words heal a heart that hurts. I want to spend my life mending broken people. I want to spend my life mending broken people.
Hello and welcome to another 3ABN Today cooking program. I'm Jason Bradley and I have with me today a very special guest, Nicole Braxton. She is the founder of Around the World in 7 Days and Rock, and she's also the host of our second season of Dare to Dream's Creative Cooking. I'm so glad you're here, Nicole.
Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to your food that you're going to make today.
Thank you.
So, Around the World, what is it?
It is a health ministry. Our goal is to spread a message of holistic wellness to the community. We love to do it through cooking classes, pop-up restaurants, and wellness workshops. So our goal is really to spread that message, and we're currently working towards building a center in Detroit. So that's our goal, spreading wellness and the message of God.
Nice, nice. Mm-hmm. So ministry through health.
Yes.
Okay, got you. Now, what about ROCK? What does ROCK stand for?
It stands for Restore Our Community Crew. That is our nonprofit, and that's how we're able to reach people at all different levels and to really show them God's moving hand through wellness.
Nice. Well, you've been quite active in the community. We actually have a video clip of you in action, and what we're going to see is people from the community coming together. These are people from all different religious backgrounds, whatever, coming together, and a powerful tool for evangelism. So let's take a look at that clip.
Okay.
I met Nicole when I first moved to the Detroit, Michigan area, and she had the concept and was already working on Around the World in 7 days, but it had not actually come to fruition at that time. And so I just have been able to watch her and the ministry and the organization just grow from, I think it was about 4 years ago now.
I'm going to introduce to you right now Sister Nicole Braxton. She is the CEO of Around the World in 7 Days. They have an incredible organization, and I'm going to let her tell you what they're doing, why she's doing it, and where they're going from here. Sister Nicole Braxton.
My organization is focused on total wellness. It is our primary focus to share a message of health, including the health of the mind, the body, and the spirit. And we do this through different educational events. Some of them include different pop-up events. We do diabetes clinics. We facilitate them, and then we also have support groups for our diabetes clinics. And we're moving more in 2018 and developing more ways to engage the community in different wellness things. Another component that we have a part of this wellness organization is delicious plant-based food, because everyone loves to eat. And why not have delicious food?
Well, I've watched this young lady who had an idea and a concept work hard to achieve it, but not by herself, not with all the volunteers and all that, but between her and the Lord. She's done a lot of praying, and she has spent countless hours researching, taking time to learn how to prepare the food, what's best for the body, how it can be tasteful to the palate, because that's more important than anything. If we don't like it, we're not going to want to eat it.
When I first learned about plant-based food, I didn't think it could taste good. Not until I tried food that was absolutely delicious. I remember I stared at my plate the first dish that I had by a chef. It was incredible in the sense that it was seasoned really well. And so that's what we like to incorporate in our organization, that our food is delicious. We like to have people travel the world one bite at a time when they come to our events.
The first recipe had absolutely
no salt. And the second one, you put so little in there, and I don't taste it, so I feel safe and don't have to worry about the high blood pressure medicine or the effects you feel after having so much sodium, because it's rough. It's really rough.
I really like opening the floor for discussion. I really enjoy connecting with the people. So with God's grace, today's event was amazing. And for Around the World in 7 days, it's a goal and a mission to share a message of health with the community and to empower them. And also it's empowering for me to really engage with people and hear different feedback. Everyone, it's a learning environment, and that's what inspires me. I love learning. Health is a lifestyle, and it's a journey. And I'm not perfect, but I think it's important for us to address certain things that can help us and empower us to live the life that God called us to. He did say in 3 John 2, "Beloved, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in health, just as your soul prospers," simultaneously pointing to that connection. I believe the medical missionary work of cooking is a great mechanism for doing that.
Wow, that was an inspiring video. You're quite active in your community.
Praise the Lord.
I want to know more about Around the World in 7 days, but I think we should talk about exactly what we're going to be making today. What are we going to make?
We'll be taking a trip to the south, and we'll start it off by making an infused detox water, as well as southern grits, southern tofu scrambled, overnight peach oats, and vegan BBQ jackfruit, collard greens, and we'll finish it off with baked peaches.
Oh man, that all sounds great. So, okay, so we're gonna do the infused detox water?
Yes.
Okay, and how do we make that? What are the ingredients? What will we need?
We will need 2 cups of ice, a pitcher of water, 3 sprigs of mint, 2 cups of pineapple cubed, and 1 orange washed and sliced.
Okay, so now you're the chef, you're the expert. I'm the expert taste tester. Okay, that's what I do best, right?
Okay, that's a good thing to be.
Where are we gonna start?
We're going to start off with the oranges.
Okay.
So the great thing that I like about using oranges in this is because it has vitamin C, which is excellent for building the immune system. So I really like to put this in detox water.
Okay.
So what you'll do to start off, we've already washed it and dried it, and now you'll make slices of it. So you'll go ahead and cut down.
How
How
thick are these slices supposed to be?
You can right there is great. Okay.
Oops.
You can use this one too.
Yeah, because this one is not as sharp as your.
There you
oh
go.
wow, yeah, that's a lot better.
A good knife is great. You know, they actually say that accidents happen more with a dull knife than a sharp knife. Isn't that crazy to think?
I believe it.
You would think the opposite, but like you said, when it's dull, it essentially creates more instability, and it can cause us to cut ourselves. So anyways, oranges are great because they're good for the immune system, and I really like adding to the water. So what you'll do is you'll take a pitcher of water, and then you'll add the slices into the pitcher.
So just drop them in there.
Drop them right on in.
All right. Nice.
All right. Perfect.
Okay.
All right, so we have that. And now, another thing that I like to add is mint, fresh mint. And what I like about it is it's really good for digestion, and it also breaks down mucus. So if someone has a cold or anything like that, this is a really good thing to add because it has menthol inside of it, which is nice.
Okay.
So what I'll do is take a sprig of the mint. You can just take the leaves off and just put it right into the water. It's refreshing too. It's
like
a cooling.
food is medicine type of thing.
Yeah, it's like it has nice medicinal properties, and so it has a cooling effect. I like to add that into the water.
Okay.
And next, we will take our pineapple, and I love it. It's so beautiful. The cool thing about it, go ahead.
Now, this is going to be interesting because I have no idea how to cut a pineapple.
Isn't it intimidating?
I've never done it. It is.
Yeah, when I look at this,
I'm glad you're doing it.
Thank you. I am excited to do it because, you know, when I first saw a pineapple, I was like, I cannot do that. But it's a really cool technique, so we'll go over. And I just love the fact that pineapple trees have so many flowers on them. Essentially, it could be anywhere around 200 different flowers. Wow. And the fruit of the flowers come together to build a pineapple, which is kind of cool. Wow. It's like, wow. So anyways, this is how we're going to cut the pineapple.
And I'm doing all of these, correct?
Yeah, you can put that in.
Okay.
We can leave that. So you can add additional sprigs of mint if you like,
Okay.
as we are doing now. And so to cut the pineapple, I will take my knife and just cut down on the top of it. So now we've gotten rid of the pretty tall part.
Gotcha.
So this is great.
Do we need this part anymore?
We don't need it
All
anymore.
right.
You can use
I'll
it
get
for
rid of that.
decoration if you like. And then we'll cut off the end down just like that. And we don't need this part either.
All right.
Next, we'll start cutting off the sides of it. We'll just cut down. And you want to make sure you have a sharp knife for this.
Yes. Why around the world in 7 days? Why that name?
Well, it's really highlighting a journey. Health to me is a journey that I am on myself. And for me, when I was traveling and I lived in Asia for a little bit, God really showed me how to rest and rest in Him. And I was able to do that. And so 7 is after the day of rest. I
Gotcha.
really believe right now God is calling His people to full restoration, to prepare for His coming. And so around the world in 7 days, because it took me to go around the world in 7 days to rest. And I really prayed how I could share that message with His people. And that's where we got around the world in 7 days, and God has answered prayers time and time again. So that's why we are called Around the World in 7 days.
Amen. And you also do different dishes from around the world too, right?
Yes, internationally infused cuisine is what I like to say. We take inspiration from different countries and fuse it to different dishes. So I really enjoy that.
All right.
So right now we have the outside of the pineapples, which we don't need. You can, unless you want to use it for decoration.
Nope.
I normally would put it in a bowl, but we can. I can just
Throw
toss
that-
this out.
Yep, there we go.
All right, and what I also like about pineapples, so first off, we cut the top, the bottom, and the sides. Now we'll just cut down the middle.
Okay.
All right, now you have 2 halves. Look how less intimidating that is.
It is.
Seems,
it is.
you know?
But you still have it.
Yeah. So now I'm cutting down. And you can also, once I cut it into 3, once you cut it in half.
Okay.
You can also cut across.
All right.
All
That
right.
is a sharp knife too.
It is a very sharp knife. And now I'll just cut down.
Okay. So cutting into cubes, basically.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Isn't that awesome?
Yes, it is.
So now we can take some pineapple and put this into our water. And pineapples also have vitamin C as well, which is great. And they have manganese, which is good for the brain's function. So I like to add
Really?
this. Yeah, I like
Does
to
it
add
help
this
with
to the water.
memory or what?
It really helps to strengthen the nervous system, and
Okay.
it really helps the brain to function well. So I'm sure there's different levels of consumption, but pineapple in general has manganese and also vitamin C.
Nice.
Yep. So what I like about the detox water is what's going to happen, you'll put this in the refrigerator,
Okay.
and this will sit overnight, and at bare minimum 2 hours, because you want the nutrients from the different fruits to really fuse into the water. And you just sip this throughout the day. I like to have it maybe first thing in the morning, because it will
Okay.
help prepare and restart your body, which is great, and then just have it throughout the day. So what we'll do is we'll just put this in the refrigerator and let it chill and get ready for our next dish.
This seems like it would be delicious and refreshing on a nice hot summer day. But in order for it to be refreshing, we need that ice. We got to put the ice in there.
Right.
We can't
This is a
forget that.
great point. So now we'll put some ice cubes in there and just
Nice
put it
block.
into there. Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Now, what's our next recipe going to be?
Our next recipe will be our Southern vegan grits, which is we'll need 1 cup of instant grits, 1 cup of soy milk or rice milk, 1 cup of water, 5 cups of low sodium vegetable broth, a 1/4 cup of vegan cheddar cheese, pink Himalayan salt to taste. For our Southern grit topping, you'll need a 1/2 sweet onion chopped, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, 1 red bell pepper chopped, 1 yellow bell pepper chopped, 1 green bell pepper chopped, a 1/2 cup of vegetable broth, as well as a half cup of diced tomatoes drained, 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of vegan butter, kernels from 1 ear of corn, 1 large portobello mushroom, cut into cubes, chives as desired, and cayenne to taste.
I'm excited about this recipe because I love grits, and I have a feeling this is going to be very delicious. But where are we going to start? How do we begin this recipe?
Okay, so I like to start with vegetable broth. If you could pour this in.
All right. So I want to pour it into
This right
here.
there.
Try not to get that splashback. There we go.
All right, so then we're going to bring that to a boil.
Okay.
And as it's boiling, we'll put some grits in there.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead and pour that in. All right, so now I'm going to stir it and just let it continuously boil. And I personally like to use vegetable broth in my grits because it helps to season it, and I like to use low sodium because you don't have a lot of salt with it, and it's healthier for you.
Especially for people who have hypertension.
Exactly, yep, so I like to do that and stir it around. And now as that is cooking, we're gonna go over to our toppings that we're gonna put on top of this.
Okay, so we're multitasking.
We are multitasking.
All right, so we got our toppings. What do you want me to grab first?
All right, can you grab some of the bell peppers?
Sure.
Thank you, and then one for yourself. We're gonna have some fun cutting today.
Lovely.
All right, so what I like to do with the bell peppers is I cut, you see how the top is? I like to cut a little bit out, maybe like an inch out.
Okay.
And this helps me to not get the seeds. So you just cut down. Exactly, look at that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Isn't that awesome? There you go. And so then I do the same thing for the next one.
All right.
And again.
Oh, that one was a little struggle.
That's all right.
There we go.
Look at that. Voila.
Lovely.
Awesome. So you can go ahead and throw
All
rice.
right.
A lot of times when I'm cooking, I also have a little bowl to the side and helps me. This works as well.
Gotcha, gotcha.
All right. So now we'll go and cut it into strips.
Okay. And so you cut it face up, huh?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I like to cut it face up. It's my personal preference. And then you just kind of, cut down. Okay, and then once you get enough strips, what you do is you'll put them together, like so. And you put the ends together.
Okay.
Then you'll just kind of rock back and forth.
Gotcha.
So what I like about peppers, bell peppers, is the antioxidants.
Okay.
It's great because they help to fight free radicals, which is excellent. And when it comes to cancer and other diseases, free radicals can be toxic. So I really like adding that into my diet. So the more color, the more nutrients you get.
Gotcha.
So I love the red, the rich red bell peppers, the yellow and the green bell peppers mixed together.
Nice. So you're getting a bunch of different vitamins and all that stuff.
A lot
I
of
love
good
the
nutrients.
flavorful. I
Yeah,
love
they
the
are
flavor of
flavorful.
Peppers.
You can even eat them, raw actually.
Yeah, and I tend to do that.
You do that too?
Yeah, I just love
Awesome.
to eat. That's what I do. I eat.
Awesome. Yep.
Yep.
I love food. So, my biggest thing is when it comes to food, I like to eat and not feel guilty afterwards,
I hear you.
But, granted, I just enjoy making flavorful food.
Yes.
So the more of the natural products and let's say herbs and spices that we add to our food will help to reduce the amount of salt needed, as well as the other types of things that are unhealthy. So
I barely eat anything if it's not flavorful.
right, so there we go, we have
I'm
that.
with you on that. Okay.
All right, so you got the yellow bell peppers.
I didn't get that one good. This knife is a little dull.
Little doll. Okay.
All right.
All right, so we've got some red peppers off to the side. And then
This one. It's
okay.
a little meaty.
All right, we'll come back to that one. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add this into a skillet. We wanna make sure we're also stirring our grits. So when we get a second, we just will stir it like so.
Okay.
And so this enables the grits to really absorb the flavor and not to clump together.
Gotcha.
So the great thing about grits is that it is from a dried kernel and dried kernels, and essentially with diabetics, it breaks down slower.
Okay.
So we also host diabetes workshops, and we like to facilitate them.
Nice.
So it's been a great thing to do with the Conways, and just a great thing to do in the Detroit area.
Okay.
So when it comes to diabetes, what essentially happens is blood sugars are spiked. Let's say like diabetes, type 2 diabetes, the cell doesn't really absorb the glucose because of lack of insulin or resistance. So eating foods like this can really enable a better fight when it comes to diabetes. So this is the grits are on there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add this to our skillet. We'll turn it on.
We're gonna add what to our skillet?
We'll add some.
The peppers?
We'll add the peppers, but
Okay.
first
You wanna
we'll
cut-
get some garlic.
Okay.
All right. We'll add this.
Nice. That's another thing I love is garlic.
Yeah, it has a
And
lot
that's
of
supposed
flavor.
to be good for you too.
Yes,
Yeah.
garlic is great.
I'll take that.
It also can build your immune system. I like to use garlic, ginger, and lemon if I'm getting sick. I like to consume that together, like in a drink or
Okay.
in a smoothie, because it helps to build the immune system. It's an excellent thing
Nice.
to add. Then we'll add some onions, if you can grab that for me.
Yep. Here we go.
Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome. That's gonna be
Alright.
flavorful.
Yes, and sometimes when it comes to cooking this, I'll either do it, thank you very much, with some olive oil. I like to use extra virgin cold pressed
Okay.
or water. So if you can hand me that, I
water?
will, yep,
Gotcha.
I'll cook with a little water.
There you go.
and
Which
we'll
is the
add
healthier
this.
option.
Yes.
Okay.
So pour a little water in there. All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Then we'll just saute this.
Do we want to put our peppers in there now, or
Yes, we can
Okay.
add the peppers in.
because we still have that green pepper too? That's sitting there lonely.
I know. So you can use, yep, there you go.
All right.
All right,
Throw one good measure.
there we go. And then you can add the yellow peppers, and you can use the back part of the knife to scoop it out.
Gotcha.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
And then if you could do the same thing with the green pepper,
Okay.
I'll just keep stirring away. I love the rich colors coming together. It's awesome.
Yes. I can't wait to taste it.
It smells good. Can you smell it already?
I can. I am getting a whiff over here.
All right, so I'm gonna check on my grits, constantly stirring them, making sure they're not clumping together.
Excuse me.
So now we'll also add the portobello mushrooms. I'll get this for you while you're cutting that up.
Thank you.
What I really like about, thank you.
You're welcome.
So what I really like about portobello mushrooms is that they are so rich with nutrients. They have a lot of fiber in them. So have you, when it comes to mushrooms, what do you think? What's
don't
your
like
first
'em.
thought? You don't like them? It's not your favorite?
Yeah, typically I don't like mushrooms.
I
But-
understand.
It depends. I think it really depends on the dish too,
Right.
because I have tried some things some dishes that contain mushrooms, and it was all right.
Right?
But-
They get a bad rap, but the cool thing about
They
them is that they're full of fiber, and they get so much exposure to the sun, which makes them more filled with nutrients.
Okay.
And so with fiber, it is excellent because it essentially works as a broom within our system. So
Gotcha.
I really like them, and they also have a meaty texture. It's a good replacement for meat. So I'll go ahead and cut that
Now with
up.
mushrooms, do they really take on, like I know how tofu, it
Sure.
really takes on the flavor of whatever seasonings you put in there. As mushrooms, are they the same way?
Mushrooms, they do act like a sponge, and they kind of have their own flavor in itself. So tofu, I kind of think of it as like super bland. It really has nothing. This has a little bit of its own flavor, but yes, they do act like a sponge
Gotcha.
with the ingredients that you put on it. I just really like the consistency of it.
Okay.
Because when replacing meat, if you're transitioning, it's a really good one to have that same consistency and also get the health benefits that you need.
Gotcha.
It helps you to feel full as well.
There we go.
There you go. Thank you. All right, so that's stirring. We've got
All right,
our
so-
mushrooms going.
And I get ready to put these green peppers in there.
Uh-huh.
You actually have me working today.
Yes.
You got me in the kitchen working a little bit. Yep. He said, I'm gonna have to work for my food, huh?
Yep, but you gotta work.
Right behind you.
Yep, okay. Oh, gotcha. All right,
That's all right.
so we have that,
All right.
and now
So what else?
we will put the mushrooms in.
Okay. Grab these green peppers.
Okay.
Mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
All right. There we go.
All right. I see what you're saying.
Oh, yeah, with that knife?
Yeah.
It's definitely a deal, chopping it up.
All right, so we've got the green peppers going in.
Yeah.
If you look at all the different colors, it's incredible. Do you see that?
Yes, let's add some more green
All right.
in there. Okay, so then what's our next thing? You're pouring more water in there?
Now we will actually use the vegetable broth.
Okay. So
We'll
grab
add that in there. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So like you said, the portobello mushrooms actually do absorb liquids. So this is a great thing for them to absorb. So we got the vegetable broth in there now,
Okay.
which is great. And then we'll add some corn.
Some corn here.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, boom, boom.
Thank you. All right.
All right.
Then we have some diced tomatoes.
Which looks wonderful too. This is a very colorful dish.
It is.
I'm ready.
It makes it fun, you know?
Yes, yes.
So with Around the World 7 Days in Rock, really like to promote plant-based or just things that can help. It's all about the journey. And so in doing so, the whole plant-based thing, one of the parts is living a longer, healthier life,
Okay.
you know? So this is a good way to do it. Have tasty food that also loves you back,
Yeah,
you know?
and that's very important. tasty, but still healthy.
Yes,
Because bland and boring
is
is
not where
gonna
it's
get
at.
it. That's
Exactly.
right. That's right. All right.
So now we're adding some diced tomatoes
Uh-huh.
that have been drained
Okay.
because you'll already have the liquid from the vegetable broth.
Uh-huh.
So we'll add some of those.
All right.
All right.
And then do we stir this at
Yep,
all?
you can keep stirring that.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yep, and so do you see how it's kind of taken on? It's getting thicker.
Yeah, it is getting thicker.
Okay.
So in here, you're adding the tomatoes. You've got the corn. You've got the green peppers.
Yes.
You've got the onions. You've got the garlic, the mushrooms. And then how long do you normally leave that on for?
You could leave this on for about 7 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes.
Okay.
So, and then at the end with this, if you like to add a little, you could use a little bit of pink Himalayan salt for taste. Okay,
Yep.
there we go. And then you'll top it off with some chives.
Okay, so we got to
over there.
cut those. And so I'll let you take care of that. I'll come
Okay.
over here and stir for us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So here are the chives we'll top it off with. Now, the recipe says that you can also use milk as well, and that's if you'd like it to be creamier. So you can add that. That's an option.
So like an almond milk or
Yeah,
rice milk or soy milk.
rice or
Gotcha.
soy milk, yeah. And then if you would also like this topping to be thicker, all you do is you'll melt the butter and the
Okay.
flour together, and you'll just add it to that if you like it to be thicker. I
Okay.
like mine either way, so it's just an option, but essentially it's done. You'll top it off with cheese,
Okay.
and that's your dish.
Nice. So,
Yep.
and then this is the garnish on top.
Exactly.
All right.
All right.
Well, we've got still more recipes to come.
Yes.
What are we making next?
Our next dish will be scrambled tofu. So for that, we'll need 1 firm tofu, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, a 1/4 cup of onion diced, 2 plum tomatoes chopped, 3 cloves of garlic minced, 1 stalk of celery diced, a 1/2 cup of collard greens chopped, either raw or from the collard green recipe, 1 red pepper diced, a 1/4 cup of green bell pepper diced, 1 tablespoon of water or extra virgin olive oil. Need 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast flakes, a 1/4 teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt, 3 tablespoons of vegan chicken seasoning, 2 teaspoons of ground thyme, and 1 dash of sage. 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, a 1/2 tablespoon of turmeric, 3 tablespoons of basil shredded, and additional seasonings to taste.
I'm ready to just jump into this recipe. Where are we going to start?
All right, so we're gonna start off with the tofu.
Okay.
Like you said, the great thing is it really absorbs the nutrients, which I absolutely love.
Okay.
So what you'll do is you'll scramble it. So you go ahead, put a fork in there, put some pressure, and just go ahead and mix it up. While you're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the celery as well as the onion. So I'll just do a rocking motion, which is great. Yep, that's perfect. And you just go ahead and keep stirring and making sure you're scrambling up. So the great thing about scrambled tofu is it really does essentially take the replacement of like an egg or something like that in the sense of how we color it with the turmeric, and turmeric is great for your bones, which is excellent. So go ahead and keep scrambling that.
Okay.
Now-
I didn't like tofu for the longest time.
Really?
But I've had scrambled tofu. I actually enjoy scrambled tofu.
Awesome.
And then I've had some other tofu dishes that have been pretty good.
Nice.
Pretty flavorful. I've had some that you've made that have been pretty good.
Thank you, praise the Lord. I'm
You're
glad that
welcome.
you liked it. So now I'll go ahead and cut the onion. I just cut off the ends and the front of it.
Okay.
Go ahead and
Does
put
that
those
help
away.
with that crying effect?
You know what? I have not found the secret to overcoming that. I've heard some pretty interesting examples. Some people put it in their freezer, but for me, I have not. I have a bit of a distance away from it, so I'm
Gotcha.
not too close. And so I just go ahead and make cuts down the onion, and then I'll also make cuts this way as well.
Okay.
And then I'll just go down like this. And this essentially makes diced onions, which is great for me. All right, so now we'll go ahead and start in our saucepan, turn it on.
Okay.
I'm using a little bit of extra virgin cold pressed olive oil.
Gotcha.
Alrighty. And I liked using extra virgin cold press
Why?
because it is less processed.
Okay.
So it is more close to its natural state. So I liked that it's cold pressed and has more flavor, and it's healthier because it's less processed.
Gotcha.
So I'll go ahead and put some onions as well as garlic.
One of my favorite, well, two of my favorites actually, onions and garlic.
Nice.
You always want to have a breath mint around or something.
Right?
after you eat that, though.
Right? We've got to be
Especially if you
considerate
have
of our
to talk to
neighbors.
people. That's right. That's right.
So go ahead and put some garlic in here, which is a good things. These are great things to flavor your dish.
Okay.
Then we'll, yeah, go
How's
ahead.
this with
That's
consistency?
perfect.
Okay.
That's perfect. Yeah, I love how that is.
Okay.
All right, I'm putting some celery in here. We're gonna let this saute. We'll go ahead and put some green bell peppers.
Nice.
We'll pour that in there,
Nice.
as well as some red bell peppers.
Okay.
See the color we have going on?
Dude,
Which is nice.
it's gonna be flavorful.
Yes. So we just saute that. Do you hear the noise? Do you hear that?
I do, that sizzle. Yes, absolutely.
Now the smell is incredible. Now what we want to do is season this. We can put some chicken seasoning on this.
That's chicken style seasoning, correct?
Yes, it is.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, I'm smelling that chicken style seasoning, the red peppers, the green peppers, the onions, everything's smelling amazing. I'm ready to taste. I want to taste just that.
Nice.
But
so you can go ahead and put some scrambled tofu in there.
Grab my fork.
Alrighty, spin that in.
Actually, I'll just pour it in there.
So the great thing is this will take on the flavors. So I'll just stir this in. And reduce the heat a bit. Now we're going to add our toppings. You can cut up tomatoes and put it in there or have it on the side. I'm going to add some turmeric.
Okay.
You could put some thyme in there.
Okay.
Okay. Here's some sage, and I'll put the other Italian seasoning. Perfect. I put nutritional yeast flakes that has like a cheesy flavor.
Nice.
And it also has great health benefits.
Okay. That seems to be in every vegan chef cabinet.
Yeah, it's a great thing to have. So just keep stirring this around.
Okay.
You see the colors coming in together and combining.
Yeah.
And the turmeric just keeps taking on its flavor. Can you smell that?
I do smell it.
The more herbs you use, the less seasoning. So that's that.
And so then we have tomatoes too. When do we incorporate those?
You can either chop them up and put them in, or have it to the side. So we can take one or two.
Okay.
And there we go.
So you just put these in there like that?
Yeah, you can just put it in there.
You got some chopped here.
Yep, you can chop them or put them to the side, whichever you prefer. All right, and that's scrambled tofu. You'll top it off with some shredded basil.
Okay. Now, I don't want to be selfish. So I brought another spoon.
All right, thank you. And I'll go ahead, I'm going to add a little bit of
salt. Okay.
Himalayan. All right, take it off the heat.
Let me know when you're ready for me to taste this.
All right, I'm going to add some more chicken seasoning that we already have.
You're adding more chicken style seasoning?
Yes, chicken style seasoning is being added to this.
A vegan chef's work is never done.
All right, so let's go ahead and give it a taste.
Cheers.
There we go, cheers. It's good. All right, so we'll go to our next dish.
Which is?
Our next dish is overnight peach oats. 1 cup of almond milk is something that you'll need, as well as a cup of rolled oats, 1/2 to 1 tablespoon of honey, and 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. For the topping, also inside of it, you'll use 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1/4 cup of sliced peaches, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/4 cup of toasted pecans or walnuts.
Sounds like a healthy dish. How do you make this?
So you start off with the rolled oats. I'll go ahead and pour my milk in as well.
Okay.
Almond or soy milk, pour that in there. Then I also put some chia seeds.
Okay.
As well as some vanilla for flavor.
Gotcha.
A little bit of nutmeg, just a little, some honey.
Okay.
Or you can use another natural sweetener.
All right.
We'll mix that together. The great thing I like about this is you can make it the night before and you have breakfast ready for you the next day. Then you'll put this together, let it sit in your refrigerator overnight, and then you'll top it with toasted walnuts as well as peaches, and you're ready to go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what's our next recipe?
Our next recipe is a vegan barbecue jackfruit, which consists of 2 cans of young green jackfruit in brine or water, your favorite barbecue sauce, 1 tablespoon of red chili garlic, 1 onion diced, 2 cloves of garlic mince, 1 tablespoon of chives for garnish, and that's all you need.
Wow. So, okay, what are our first steps?
Our first steps, you want to go to the store and get the jackfruit, which I really like. Touch it. See how it feels?
Yeah.
It's kind of like spongy.
It is spongy.
You know? And what I like about it is it does actually work like a sponge. So whatever liquid you put with it, it will absorb it.
Kind of like tofu.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what I like about it, it's in its natural state. So while it's young green jackfruit, it's not sweet. So I really like using that as a good meat replacement.
Interesting.
So what we're going to do, we've got our young green jackfruit. So we'll have some water going and boiling, heating up. So if you can, take the young green jackfruit and pour it in here.
All right. Young green jackfruit.
Yes.
All right. Whoops.
All right.
Pour it.
Awesome.
There you go.
So we'll go ahead and let that boil.
Okay.
All right. And then we'll just cut up an onion.
All right.
And cut down. If you can peel the skin off of that one, I'll peel the skin off of this one.
In fact, I'm going to come on the other side of you. So I can get next to this trash can.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
And
All right. There we go.
so now we can just go ahead and cut it up. So yep, you can just go ahead and cut it like you would. Slice down. Perfect. And you leave a little bit on the top so it doesn't go all the way through.
Yeah.
All right.
Gotcha.
There you go. And then you just cut across.
Like so?
Then you'll put your knife, you'll turn it this way and cut that way.
Okay.
Perfect. Yep. Oops. Be careful not to do what I just did. All right. So go ahead and we'll cut down.
Yeah, you definitely don't want any added ingredients in this dish.
So after you're done cutting down, you'll have chopped onions.
Okay.
And what I like to do with it is I like to put it on the base for the young green jackfruit so that it can give it additional flavor.
Gotcha.
Okay, so this is the base for our jackfruit. So what we'll start off with is we'll go ahead and we'll heat up our next pan.
Okay.
All right. And we'll put some garlic in there,
Okay.
as well as onion.
All right.
Go ahead and put that in there.
Get the onion going. Nice.
Perfect. All right. If you'd like to put a little additional onion, you can do that as well. All right, so we have the onion in there.
Okay.
All right, now we're letting this saute while the jackfruit is heating up. You can put
I love
water.
barbecue jackfruit.
Yeah.
Very flavorful.
Yes. And you can put water or olive oil in here if you like as well.
Okay.
And so the next liquid ingredient is a chili garlic. I really like that. So you can go ahead and put that in there.
All right.
Perfect. So now we've got that going and we're sauteing that. Let that cook down. Now we can, after you let this boil for about 30 minutes, you want it to tenderize and break down. So now what we'll do is we'll pour this and drain it into there.
All right.
All right. Here we go. So just drain it into that.
Okay.
Oops. Okay.
All right.
All right. So I'll drain that out.
There we go. And you can set it on here if you'd like.
Perfect. Okay.
Take this.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So now we'll take some of our young green jackfruit, put it on this cutting board, and you can break it apart by a fork,
Okay.
or you can cut it with a knife,
Okay.
depending on your preference. So you'll press down and just let it pull apart.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it kind of has that stringy
Yep. It's like
thing.
a
almost
pulled
like
meat.
chicken, yeah.
Yep.
Almost.
Yeah, like a pulled meat. So then, just letting the onions get that flavor. Now we'll go ahead and continue to pull some apart. If you decide to use a knife to do it,
Makes it a little bit easier and faster.
either way, if you do a knife, you'll just cut down.
Okay.
And you can just chop it up. It depends how you would like it. If you'd like chunks, or if you'd like it to be
Pulled
broken apart.
jackfruit.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So this is a thicker cut,
Okay.
so you can add some of these in there. And then you'll add your barbecue sauce. So I'll take some of the jackfruit that you've done already.
Put that in there.
All right. Add this.
All right.
And then we'll put your favorite barbecue sauce. You want to make sure it doesn't have high fructose corn syrup, and try to get as natural as possible. Or you can make yours from scratch.
Still want it to be nutritious.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Okay.
All right.
Oh yeah, that's looking good.
So you go ahead, pour your sauce in, and it really starts to absorb. And you let this cook down. Can you smell that?
Oh, yeah.
Let's get the aromas.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
So we're going ahead and let that cook down. And now it's just gonna soak up the different liquid that we put on it. And you wanna allow it to cook down so it becomes one. So that is our barbecue jackfruit.
All right, what will we be making next?
We'll be making collard greens. And for that recipe, we'll need 1 bag of freshly chopped and washed collard greens, 2 onions chopped, a 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast flakes, 2½ tablespoons of amino brags, 1 tomato dice, 3 tablespoons of garlic powder, 2 tablespoons of onion powder, 3 chopped garlic cloves, 2 cups of water, 2 tablespoons of red pepper flakes, and a 1/4 cup of coconut milk.
So where do we start with this recipe? I think this is going to be a quick one. How do we get into it?
I'm really excited about it, especially for people that are on the go and they want to do other dishes while they're cooking simultaneously. This is a great one.
Okay.
And so for the collard greens, we'll just go ahead. I have water boiling, so if you
Okay.
go ahead and pour that in there.
And these are already washed and
Yes,
ready to go?
ready to go.
All right.
All right, so you just pour that in there. And interesting enough, this technique is unique because sometimes when you create different dishes, you think you'd put maybe the onions at the base, but essentially we're going to create a steam that will help season the collard greens.
Gotcha.
So we'll go ahead and we'll put the onions on top of the collard greens.
Okay. Put the onions on top. Let's see here.
There we go.
All right, and we got some more onions.
Yep.
I really love onions. They add excellent flavor to most dishes.
All right.
And they're good for you.
Yeah, they are. And so now we're going to add some garlic powder.
Okay.
This gives it additional flavor, and garlic is really great for building your immune system as well. And we'll add some nutritional yeast flakes.
Okay.
Which it has B vitamins in it.
Lovely.
There we go. And it also has a cheesy consistency, so it helps bring things together. Next, we'll add some onion powder.
Some onion powder. All right. So we've got onions, onion powder.
Yes, we're gonna make sure this is very flavorful.
Loving it.
Put some garlic in there, please.
Oh,
Pour that in there.
We've got garlic, minced garlic and garlic powder.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we'll add some coconut milk.
Okay.
You'll add this just to combine everything.
Okay, I'll take that.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
While you're doing that, if you want a little kick to your collard greens, what you'll do is you'll add a little bit of red chili flakes.
All right.
Okay.
A little spice.
And then you'll add some liquid aminos in
Liquid
there.
amino?
Yes. So now what you do is you just let this cook down. This could cook down for about 20 to 30 minutes, so it's a perfect dish to have while you're doing something else. So if you want to make a main dish like the barbecue jackfruit, you can do them simultaneously.
Nice.
Then once it's finished, you'll just top it off with some diced tomatoes and you're all done.
All right. And do we normally want to stir this around, or do you let it sit?
You want to let it just sit and cook down, and as the water absorbs, then you'll stir it around towards the end.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Well, we'll let it sit.
Okay.
And what's the next recipe?
Our next recipe is our baked peaches, which you will need 4 ripe peaches pitted and cut in half, 2 tablespoons of honey or brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 2 tablespoons of walnuts, 2 tablespoons of vegan butter, 1 pinch of ground nutmeg or cinnamon, and 4 scoops of vanilla vegan ice cream.
Wow, this looks like a very simple yet delicious recipe. So where do we begin?
All right, so we'll go ahead and take our peaches. What I like to do is cut right in and cut around the pit.
Okay.
So once I've done that, I'll screw it and just twist it to the right and left.
Okay.
And then you can go in with a spoon and just take out the pit. Like so. Okay.
Gotcha.
So now the pit is gone. What we're going to do is fill it with a little bit of vegan butter.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and take out those slices and lay it on this baking sheet with aluminum foil.
All right.
Or you could just use a plain baking sheet.
Okay. All right, and then you want to put butter.
Yes, and then I'll put some vegan butter.
Vegan butter.
I'll give this to you. So you just will.
There's one for you.
Thank you very much. So we'll go ahead and put a little bit of vegan butter in the middle.
I got a little.
Got a little too much.
Heavy.
Can help you out with that. No
a little
problem.
heavy on the butter. The vegan butter.
Vegan butter.
A little light. There we go.
Can balance it on out.
That's excellent.
All right.
Okay.
So now we're gonna put some vanilla inside, which is really nice.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and just pour a little there, a little there, there.
Wonderful.
And it gives it that extra flavor.
Gotcha.
Put a little there as well.
Okay.
All right, so we've got that going. Then for a little bit of sweetness, we can put either just a little bit of brown sugar or some honey.
Okay.
So you can choose either one. So I'll let you spoon a little bit of honey and put some and spread it amongst all the peaches.
See how I do with that part.
You've got this.
Okay.
All right.
There we go.
Perfect. And then we'll top it off with a little bit of nutmeg or cinnamon.
Okay.
Okay.
A little nutmeg, a little cinnamon.
Put a little at the base. There we go.
All right. And then.
Perfect.
Then what do you want to do?
Then we're going to put the walnuts in the inside as well.
This over here.
And you can also top this with walnuts, or you can bake them inside.
Okay.
Either one. You can use a little after to top them.
All right.
Put some in the inside too.
Now, I know you've been working a lot in the community and all of that stuff. You also want to develop a center. You also give seminars. You, give cooking classes. You do a lot of things. So if people want to help support your ministry, if people want to get in touch with you, book you for some seminars, so we're going to put your contact information up so people can get a hold of you.
Nicole is the founder of Around the World in 7 Days, working to improve the health in communities around Detroit, Michigan, through wellness workshops, cooking classes, and wellness consulting. If your church would like to share a message of holistic wellness with your community, then visit her website, aroundtheworldin7days.com. That's aroundtheworldin7days with the number 7.com. You may also call 248-270-2103 or write to Around the World in 7 Days, Post Office Box 871-362, Canton, Michigan 48187.
We made a lot of delicious dishes today. Let's take a look at what we made.
Okay, we have scrambled tofu, which is a great way to start off your day. Next, we have our Southern-inspired grits topped with fresh vegetables and cilantro. Then we have our vegan BBQ Jackfruit, which is topped off with chives. We also have our baked overnight peaches and oats, which is a great breakfast item. Our collard greens topped off with red pepper flakes. Then we have our detox water with oranges, pineapples, and mints. And last but certainly not least, our baked peaches with vanilla ice cream.
Wow, all very delicious dishes. And you made sure that you talked about the nutritional value. Briefly, go over some of the different things like bell peppers. What are those good for? Like, they have vitamin C. Are they high in antioxidants?
Bell peppers are great with antioxidants,
Okay.
which we were saying that it's really good for fighting off free radicals. Essentially, when it comes to eating like this, what I like is that it really helps us to live long, healthier lives. So that's what I really enjoy about the
So
plant-based
a
dishes.
plant-based diet. Why a plant-based diet?
Well, to me, it goes back to optimal health.
Okay.
What we eat can directly impact it, and it can help give us a clearer mind and energy. So I'm all for that. So I really enjoy sharing a good message of health with people.
Well, I appreciate you coming on and sharing that good message of health.
Thank
and
you.
allowing me to be in the kitchen with you, tasting and prepping. You put me to work today. You put me to work today. And we're so grateful that you could join us as well. Remember, you too can make a plant-based diet delicious. Join us next time. God bless.